Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Reading Resolutions. Today I'm actually going to be doing a January book haul. So we're going to get straight into it. I have about 23 books to show you. I don't remember all the prices, I'm sorry guys, but I do remember most of them. But yeah, the first ones I will tell you the prices when I get into, I believe, the book outlet books. Those will not have prices. You can check them out on Book Outlet. So we're going to start off right away with Looking for Alaska by John Green. Sorry about the glare, guys. I have really bad lighting today. It's really cloudy outside. One of my friends was actually really kind enough to loan me 2 of her John Green books. I did love them, especially The Fault in Our Stars. I am going to run out and find a copy of that. But I got this at a thrift store for 99 cents, and I can't wait to read this one. Next will be Gone by Michael Grant. This is the first book of the Gone series. I do love the concept of this story. I have already read the book. I was not a big fan of it. The concept was amazing. It was kind of an X-Men meets the end of the world type of thing, and the execution kind of fell flat. It wasn't really the writing or anything. It was just, it wasn't that great of a story. Yeah, this cost me 99 cents. Next, we have The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. This is actually a hardcover, so this was $1.99. I find that Nicholas Sparks books are hit and miss. I love The Last Song. I was not a fan of Dear John. I've read a couple of others, but I don't own them. But a lot of people have told me to read this one. This one actually is like all the feels, supposedly. So, yeah, definitely. Next, I have Where the Heart Is by Billy Letts. This was actually made into a movie quite a while ago, featuring Natalie Portman. Everyone calls it the Walmart baby story. It's about a young pregnant teenager who gets abandoned at a Walmart and lives in it and gives birth. And it's more of a growing up type of story. It does have romance in it, but it's more of a growing up. How she goes from a pregnant teenager abandoned to a successful young woman. The next is kind of like the deal of the century, I think. And that is because I have, hold on, I'm trying to get this so they're not going to all fall. I have all 4 of the Uglies series. I got all 4 of these books for $2.92. All 4. They came pre-packaged. I did not have to wheel and deal, nothing. This was a decided price before I even got there. They found them in a package, was marked at $2.92, and I had to get these. BookTube, I know a lot of you guys rave about these books, and I really can't wait. 2 are hardcover, 2 are softcover. Not a big deal. They look great anyway. There is no cover changes. Not a single one between the 2, so I can't wait. I'm really excited, and actually one of my friends actually got really jealous when I mentioned I picked up this whole series for $3. She was jealous because she paid all the money for them. Next, I went to my local library. They just went through a bunch of inventory. We're getting rid of a lot of extra books, so I got some really awesome deals. I got a couple of impulse buys because, hey, they were cheap, and wow, were they cheap. First one, Jemina J by Jane Green. This is a book about an overweight woman who creates an online profile, kind of starts chatting up with a guy, and he wants to meet her, and she is forced to lose all that weight to become the person that she says she is. Next, another impulse buy, I Do But I Don't by Kara Lockwood. This was another impulse buy. It looked interesting, sounded kind of interesting. It's a wedding planner who had 2 weddings in the same day go awry, and here comes this fireman to rescue the day. Next, this is a book I actually have seen many times. Ooh, wow, glare. Sorry guys, I didn't realize it was glaring that much. And my computer screen's next here so I can see what's going on. This is The Replacement by Brenna Jovanov. This was 50 cents. It showed up on my Goodreads recommendations a couple times. I'm not really sure what's much about it, except that it's like a fairy book, which I'm not usually a big fairy fan. I'm more of a vampire girl. So, but this seemed interesting and it was 50 cents, so hey, I'm gonna go check it out. Once I actually get my bookshelves up and I can do a bookshelf tour, you're gonna find I actually do have a lot of manga, a lot of graphic novels. I did go through the anime scene quite a bit. So this was more of a guilty pleasures buy, and that is, I'm making sure there's no glare, and it's Death Note, Change the World by M. Yeah, M. I was like, do they have a real author? But no. It was written by M. I love Death Note. I don't have the full collection yet, I'm sorry. But I do have the first 7. I got up to L's death because L is my favorite character of Death Note. I read all of them before they were available in the US. I read them on fan subs and online, and I couldn't help it. As soon as they started showing up in the US, I started buying them. But time, money, and everything stopped me from doing so. But this was 50 cents. I could not have this. So I had to get this. This was awesome. The next book, I've already read this book. This is Prisoner of My Desire by Joanna Lindsey. Joanna Lindsey, you will discover, is one of my favorite historical romance novelists. This was actually the first book I've read of hers, ever. I was supposed to be studying for a chemistry exam. I raided my mom's personal, I say library, it was more of the stack of books that was on the back of her headboard. I read it in 4 hours. I was supposed to be studying for chemistry, which I did get a C on the test, so I did pass. But I read this book. I loved it. It actually started my obsession with this author. I do have most of her books, but for some reason, when I saw the library and I went through I actually have an app on my phone that I list all my books on there. So when I do find my favorite authors being sold, I can make sure I have those books or not. But for some reason, this book was not on my list. I don't know what happened to my copy of it. And I do know if I do have a copy of it, it is a mass market paperback. So I got the hardcover of this, 75 cents. I couldn't resist. The last book I got at the library, this actually cost me $1.25. And this is Love the One You're With by Emily Giffin. I almost said Griffin. Sorry, guys. It's Giffin. This book called out to me. It looked interesting. I looked at the synopsis and realized it was a situation I personally have already dealt with. And that is the lead character is married happily so and is suddenly contacted by the one that got away. One of her exes shows up, and it's one of those exes where you were like, well, what happened if I stayed with him? Would I have been married to him? What would we have been? It was one of those what-if scenarios, and it's something I personally have already dealt with myself, so it's kind of called out to me, and yeah, I want to read it. I really do. The next 2 books I got from Half.com. It's a subsidiary of eBay, so it kind of works like a buy it now situation, but it does have like books, textbooks, and stuff like that. And it'll give you like the best options for what condition they are in, stuff like that. So the first book I got was The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. It's kind of an interesting, I just wanted it something that was also going to be a quick read, and something that sounded cute. And this was definitely on that list. Basically, young woman heading out to her father's second wedding, misses her flight, is running late, and then on that flight to the UK, she meets this British guy, and he's everything she could want. And they get to the airport, shuffles around, and they get separated. So, nice little romance, quick read. This was listed as good condition, and the only thing I can say is, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, there's like a little corner on the dust jacket that's kind of got like a little thing, but it's really not that bad. It was in really good condition. I think I paid like $1.28 for this. So yeah. The second book, again, it's gonna have a glare to it. I'm sorry, guys. Ooh, there. It isn't really that bad. Mask of the Red Death by Bethany Griffin. There's a Griffin, finally. I don't know much about this. This is another one that shows up on BookTube and Goodreads a lot. But this was 75 cents, and I couldn't not get it. 75 cents. Hardback. So, really kind of excited to see. This was actually listed in good condition, but this is like new. I have not found a single thing wrong with this book, and I've pretty much inspected every inch I could. So I'm really kind of excited to see this. Like I said, it's been on, I've seen Katie Tastic and a few other booktubers mention this, so yeah, got that. Next is my book outlet haul. My book outlet haul actually consisted of 2 separate orders. The shipping, I will admit, is not the greatest, but that's kind of I think all of BookTube already knows this already, so let's just get into the books. First one, Anna Dressed in Blood. Another book I've seen everywhere on BookTube, so how can I not get this? I'm actually started reading this. I'm on page 88. I really am liking this book so far. I can't wait to read it, what happens. And I do know there is a sequel, so I can't wait to get the sequel. But yeah, Anna Dressed in Blood. It's by Kendare Blake. Sorry, I don't know names very well. Okay. Second book, Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I hate zombies. I despise them. I can't stand them. Zombies are overrated. They're overdone. I'm sick of looking at zombies. Go away, Walking Dead. There you go. But with this book, I can't help but love it. This became my new favorite book, and not because it focuses on the zombies. The main character, R, is a zombie, but you cannot help but think that he's not. He's a different type of zombie. He thinks, he has feelings, he gets married. Oh my God. And the way he views the world around him. I love every inch of this. Oh my God. I love the narration. I love the world. I love the thought that Isaac Marion has put in to how somebody would see the world if it disappeared and all you saw was what was left behind. And if you understood it or not, it doesn't matter. So I love this. I love every moment of this. Next, Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Leviathan. This is it was an impulse. It was like $2.99. I couldn't help it. I know there's snow on it and everything, but I didn't realize it was really kind of a Christmassy book. Really, it's kind of is, but it was cute. I have read it. I thought it was cute. I will probably pull this out at Christmas just for, like, you know, the cute warm fuzzies that happen. But it was kind of interesting. Basically, somebody goes to a used bookstore, finds a red notebook, and it lists a bunch of dares, and they dare each other to do things, and they learn about each other just through doing dares and this notebook. So it's kind of fun. Next, Incarnation by Emma Cornwall. This is a steampunk Victorian fantasy novel, and it's vampires. So that's all I needed to know, and it was an instant buy. Basically, the lead character, she is a vampire, and she seeks out Bram Stoker to find out why he represents vampires the way he does in his Dracula book. Doesn't understand why it's done that way. She seeks out Bram Stoker and then finds out why. I cannot wait to read this book. This is right after Anna. This will be my next book, I promise. I can't wait to read this. This sounded so interesting, and it's a vampire book, and it was an instant buy. Next was kind of a, I will say it was an impulse buy. It is A Hopeless Romantic by Harriet Evans. This is actually a lot thicker than I thought it was. I thought this was going to be a simple contemporary romance that was probably about this thick. No, this is one monster. Not really. It's 531 pages. It was kind of interesting. A bookish female. She loves the stories and everything, and she wants that to happen to her. I think that's what it is. Yeah, she's a hopeless romantic, and it's her story. And I thought this was going to be a simple, basic, you know, little mass market paperback, cute, quick read, and it's clearly not going to be that. Next, Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Another one I've seen all over BookTube, but it's cyborgs and sci-fi, and I had to get it. I had to get it. Most of my sci-fi I have on my shelves are Star Wars. Sorry, guys. But for some reason, this appealed to me. I want to read this series, and I've seen it all over BookTube. I've seen it on Goodreads. I can't wait to get into this. I'm really hoping it lives up to everything everyone has said it is. So, but yeah, I got it. I can't wait. And the last book, another impulse buy. I don't really remember the thing. I read the description and I thought it sounded interesting. And that is Eve by Anna Carey. This was one of those things. I read it. It was showing up on some of my recommendations based on the books I bought on Book Outlet, and it kept popping up. So I looked at the description. It sounded interesting, and I just put it into my cart. So another impulse buy. But yeah, that's where I got with that, and we'll see. We'll see. And that is the last of it. That is it for me. That's it for my book haul. Not sure how well this is going to work out. I'm sorry about the light. I am using my light on my camera phone to light this up. It's really dark and nasty outside on this Florida day. Yeah, that storm finally caught up to us, guys. But 23 books. I have gone through some of them already. My job has actually been a little bit slower than normal. So I've been going through books a little bit faster right now. I did join a 50 book challenge, and I've gone through like 6 or 7 books. I'm probably going to do a quick review. I'm going to do kind of like what Ariel Possette does, and just do like 3 or 4 books, just kind of do a mass book review, because I don't think I could go through a full video talking about one book. But yeah, hopefully soon I will get that up, but this is definitely my priority, is this book haul. If I get anything in February, it's mostly going to be thrift store books. I'm not going to do major online buys or anything like that, but I'm probably set for at least through February. Or half of February. Okay, bye!